Hello, I'm Julia Cordova. Thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel and liking my videos. I super appreciate it. So last week, my highest conviction trade was that gold would close the week significantly higher. And let me tell you something, on Wednesday, I was scared. I was, but I held my conviction, and lucky for me, phew, we turned the week around, and gold did close the week by a pretty good margin. Not sure if I'd call it significant, but I'll give myself 4 out of 5 stars on that one, as opposed to the 0 stars, negative stars, I would have given myself on Wednesday. I also thought that because it was a Fed week, we would see a lot of volatility, and in fact we did. And my strategy there was to fade whatever the initial move of the week was into the Fed meeting. And if you follow me on Twitter, you saw me try to buy the effing dip 2 times. The first time was a no-go because we sort of, at the end of the day, pooped. But the next time was right before the Fed decision, because since we had just gone in pretty much one direction since the week started, I figured that it was pretty high probability that we would do a rippy, if I can say that, on the Fed decision. So yay if you followed me on that one, but also yay for having stops and not being greedy and taking profit just in case. I know you guys did that. Anyway, what is going to happen this week? Well, again, I think that gold is going to continue its upward momentum. I do believe that we've seen a trend change, but we'll have to see. So when I look at the charts, I'll tell you what my levels are there. But I do believe that gold and silver and also miners will go up this week. And as far as the market goes, I really don't know. It's done just enough to keep me from being bearish, and it's still bullish. So I'll just tell you what the pivots are and what my strategy is when we get to those charts. You ready? I'm super ready. All right. Okay. So let's start off by looking at ES or SPX weekly futures. So we bounced right the F off of my line. I'm going to give myself huge props on that one. That's hard to do on a weekly chart, I think. Anyway, so we bounced off of this channel. We're right below the 9 on the weekly, which, is fine. And as long as we stay above this pink line, which is 4600.25, bullish. In this range between 4600 and the 20 MA, still bullish, but that's in sort of, if you're super bullish, then that's the area to buy the effing dip on a longer time frame. And so if we do start to go, though, below this 4600.25, there is support here at, I have 4521. Okay, so that's sort of the next area on a weekly basis, which also coincides with the 20 MA, but it's not going to be the best thing if it goes back there, although that is where I would look to buy, and that is where I would look to short. It sort of starts to cascade under this 4600 level. On the upside, we have 4769 as sort of a resistancy on the weekly. Let's look at the daily. Okay, so last week I had drawn in this slope because it had held in a similar situation, and close but no cigar still. Once we got there, that was sort of the area to start taking profit. But anyway, for this coming Sunday/Monday, what I'm looking for is a breakout would be 4653.25. An area that bulls want to hold, at least initially, is 4592, similar to that weekly pivot. And then 4573.25, in my opinion, is sort of a get, okay? Or else, all the way down here to 4474, and no, don't want it, don't like it. I want the momentum to continue up, at least for now. So these are the pivots I'm watching for. Breakout 4653, set of a key level 4592, by the dip level 4573, and then below that, shorty McShort, in my opinion. Okay, so let's look at Nasdaq. This is the weekly. All in all, it's sort of an inside week. It really, it felt bearish, but it really was, just because those couple of days at the end there, but it's still fine. It's still holding above the 20 MA as we speak. If it poops, the support here is this 15209.75. And if it starts to rip, a breakout or the upper channel would be 16,878. Now, on a daily, from a daily perspective, if you are inclined to buy the dip and it starts dipping, then 15,584 followed by, I know, if you're looking, if we're really doing this megaphone thing all the way down here to 1533.5, but I don't think that'll actually happen, at least at the beginning of the week. So I am sort of watching 15722 as a key level. Above that, bullish. Then above 6, and then the resistance is 16,111. Above that, extra bullish all the way to here. Okay, 16,440. But these are sort of the pivots I'm watching. Don't really have a high conviction. In fact, on Friday, I did not have any conviction any which way. I did scalp some Tesla calls for just a little bit, but I just didn't have some conviction, although I did buy some VXX puts again. Anyway, this is small caps. Okay, so, you know, I had talked about this being a higher low from before, but then it kind of, yeah. I mean, this is, I don't know. I really just don't know how you people trade this. But anywho, sort of a key level for me above 2189.8, bullish, below bearish, down to this 2032.6. And then if we test this resistance of 2267.8, this is the robot line, this will be a tough resistance to get through. But if it gets through it, that'll be a breakout, and that would be extremely bullish up to this rocket line of 2350. So those are the figures I'm watching there. Don't have any clues, sorry. Okay, let's look at Bitcoin. All right, so as of the last week, it was it had pooped, right? But it was holding this key level, but currently we are below this 48,480 level, this key here. So I'd like to see Bitcoin get back above this 47687, and above that, then the key, and then if it can get back above 48,480, that would be bullish. I think all the way to 51,465. So that's what I'm looking for. Let's look at Ethereum. Same dealio, closer to the key though, right? But so far it's just sort of wah. It's just consolidation, not much to speak of. But the breakout level for Sunday/Monday, well, yeah, it's close enough. Be 4056. Above that, bullish. Above the key, which is 3969, bullish, right? But this is still like, it's got to now go through 2 levels, which is okay. It's all right. But if it starts to sort of tap these lower levels again of these wicks, then it's less bullish and might go all the way down to this pink line. And if it does that, I will certainly tell you on Twitter what's happening. Let me see. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to sort of, you know, clone it. But anyway, 3269, okay, is all the way down here. We don't want that, right? Let's look at Doge. Okay, so far, and you know, a lot of people sort of tagged me, and you know, because Elon Musk, what do you know, tweeted about Doge because it turns out he's a big fan. Anywho, his tweet sort of really got it going there, but I did not tweet about it because I was scared that something like this would happen, and the last thing I wanted to do was pump it right before it dumped. You know what I mean? See, I'm a thinker that way. But anyway, so far, what's happened is we broke out, we back tested this level, and so far we are maintaining above it. Now, it's annoying that this line is pretty strongly sloped down because, right, it could just keep doing this. I don't want it to, but it could. But anyway, what needs to happen is it needs to, in my opinion, hold this last low. I don't want it to go back here because if it goes back here, it's very likely going to go back here. Okay, so if it goes to this 15.26 level, then it's probably going to go lower to this 12.60 level. I don't want that. As long as it sort of can maintain this, I'm going to just eyeball it here, 1706, then it's, in my opinion, Not bullish yet because it's still below these MAs, but it's looking like the momentum is shifting. Okay. Okay. And then as soon as I think that it's really broken out from any downtrend, you bet your gazooka that I'm going to tweet about it. Okay. Because then I want you to know, because I want to tell you about it, not because I want to pump it. All right. Let's look at GDX or gold miners. Did I expect it to go way down here? No, I did not. Was I irritated by that? Yes, I was. Was I scared? Extremely. Did I buy it? Yes, of course I did. What? Of course. That's why I said that if we end that unless we end green on the Fed day, there's no Santa, because I went huge into it because I was confident in my assessment that gold would close the week higher, and because it looked like dog poop, I got more and more confident about it, even though I was scared. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. If you've been trading for any length of time, you know what I mean. Anyway, for this week, I do not want it to go back down because this looks like potentially a double bottom. You know, silver looks very similar to GDX. Gold does not look similar, but silver and GDX look extremely similar in terms of their weekly charts. So what I want to have happen this week is the key is 31.27. I would like us to close above that. I think that we will. And the next level of resistance up, if we do start to get above that, is 32.04. Let's see what happens there. But if you're interested in buying the dip, I gave you such bad levels last week because I tried to scalp it here and I was like, oh, no. But then when it pooped, I was like buying it again. But anyway, sorry about that. I just didn't expect it. I thought we were going to do one of these deals, but actually, you know what? If you squint your eyes, it still looks pretty similar. And so let's see. I think the odds of a gap up are pretty low, but you know what? You never know. So let's see whether or not Santa believes in gold the same way that I do. I do. Okay, but I should say, if we get anywhere below this low from this last week, I think it is going to poop, like really poop. There's nothing here. Poop, okay? So just mind your stops, mind yourself, and trade accordingly. Okay, let's look at gold. Okay, look at this. This is pretty significantly higher. I probably should give myself 4.5 stars out of 5, maybe even 5. It's but it's not one of these candles. It's because we had such a huge wick, right? So it had a lot to recover from from the Fed meeting on. It had a lot to recover from, and it did. But let's see if we get upward momentum still. It's above my key pivot, which is 1788.9. So above that, bullish. And the next level of resistance I have, if it's going to break this 1804 to 1808, this kind of level that was the top of this ascending triangle. And if it does break that, I do think we're going to squeeze. So if it can get above 1804 to 1808, the next level of resistance I have is 1837. If it does not, it needs to hold this 1788 for it to maintain my gold buggishness, gold bug status. Okay, let's look at silver. Okay, see what I mean? Like it looks very similar to GDX, right? It's kind of double bottomy, isn't it? And it's got that pretty little hammer. Is it as pretty as this hammer? No, but that's okay because this was some terrible movement. So from a silver perspective, the next level of resistance up is 23. The level of support here is 21.57. But if it gets all the way down there, it's going to start to look like triple bottom, not a bottom. I'm not going to like it very much. So I'm probably going to abort and wait and then just buy it higher, which I do sometimes. So anyway, let's get it above 23 and then we'll talk. I will tweet about it on Twitter. All right, let's look at XOP or oil. Okay, so last week I had sort of had a short bias for oil, yay, and talked about shorting this 72.52 level for this week. If it gets above 72.52, then it looks like it might chop, but this XOP or the oil stocks, I'm looking at this weekly, it looks pretty freaking bearish. So the key level for oil equities this week is 93.97. Above it, it's okay. right? Because it looks bad at this time, but it could turn around. So above 93.97, it looks okay. Below, it looks pretty bearish. And probably if it starts really going below 92.85, it might come all the way down here to this area. Maybe not next week, but just in general, okay? Because it's breaking down from an upward channel. Usually that kind of move, and it hasn't done it yet, so I didn't calculate it, but usually that move is the from a technical perspective, it is the height of the channel from the point at which it breaks down. So it would probably be around this area, I'm guessing. And since that's the next level on my chart, I think so. Okay, so I really don't know, but those are my levels that I'm watching for XOP. Above 100.43, bullish. Below 93.97, bearish, unless it can recover it, and then maybe it's a fakey breaky, but we don't know. Anyway, from an oil perspective, 72.52, and then if it does start to poop here, I think it probably will go all the way back down to the 65.65. Maybe the politician types want it lower so that when you go to Christmas dinner, everybody's not talking about how high the price of oil is. You know what I mean? That's what happened for Thanksgiving week anyway, right? Right. Let's look at Natty. Okay, Natty bounced right up here from this 3.608 area. So this is a conditional trade for me this week if I decide to take it, undecided at this time. If it goes below 3.608, that means that the next level of support is 3.496. So it might go pretty heavy there, but then if it breaks that and really looks terrible on the smaller time frames, it's going all the way back down to this 2.875. So I don't want that, right? But this looks pretty bearish, which in natty terms could mean bullish, don't know. But sort of the key pivot is 3.691, which is pretty much where it closed. If it can stay above 3.691, then potentially we can go all the way to 4.04. Don't know. Really don't know. Natty's a beast. Wouldn't recommend it. Trading it, unless you're crazy like me. Anyway, so let's look at coffee. So I really want coffee to come back down and test this 58.59 area, but it just sort of consolidated last week. So let me just say above this 66.58, super bullish. Below, and I want it to come back down here and test this 58.59, or even this, which I will really start scaling into, and then below that scale in more, 57.39, and then let's see, who knows. I don't think it'll get down all the way this week, but who knows, because it could move. All right, but those are the pivots I'm watching, and I will tweet on Twitter about it if it gets below that. Okay, let me talk about Tesla if you're still listening, because a lot of people listened last week to the end. I was very impressed. Okay, so on Twitter, I had tweeted, why am I saying that today? I don't know. Anyway, I had talked about potentially a washout these 2 days, and then that being a good sign for bulls. And it looked like I was right, except for that huge tanky butt day. Anyway, on Friday, I did scalp some Tesla calls, but I got out of them because I just had zero conviction about anything on Friday. Friday was a very, I was so wishy-washy. I just could not make up my mind. It was like, I don't know. But anyway, so far what happened on Friday is we back tested this pink line, and though we ended green compared to the day before, it's still not bullish until it can get above this 960.62. Now, I myself I hate to say this, but I am better at catching knives than I am at buying dips. Is that weird? It's a little weird. But anyway, if we are to continue this downward momentum, which is possible, then this next pink line, there is support at around the 837.59 area. But this next pink line, depending on when we hit it, is 814.83. It's a short week this week. I don't know whether we'll hit it or not. But if we get back above this 960.62, that is bullish, okay? Longer term. And I think that it's possible. And so I'm rooting for it right now. Yay. Okay, that's it. Okay. Make myself big. All right. Thank you again so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel and liking my videos. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a fantastic week. Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. Happy holidays if you don't. And I will see you on the interrupts. Okay, bye.